Hey friends, welcome back to my channel today. If you're new here, I'm Peggy. Thanks for hanging out with me. Today I'm gonna do a day in the life video. And if you're new, I am a stay-at-home homeschooling mom to 7 children, ages 8 and under. We are a large family, obviously, and we are a Christian family, and that impacts every piece of our day, every single day. So come along with me and I'll show you what our day is like. Each morning starts with some coffee for me, and then I make everyone breakfast. So I am preparing my espresso here to go in my espresso machine. I'm making my typical iced honey latte. I use about 1/2 ounce of honey, and my espresso goes right over top. And then I'm going to mix it into some milk and give it a good shake. And that is my morning iced honey latte. For breakfast this morning, it's sourdough pancakes. That's something I can always throw together pretty quickly and easily because I always have a lot of starter on hand. And that is a breakfast that everyone loves to eat. And so that's what we're having this morning. So I've just finished getting ready for the day, getting some coffee, and I've made breakfast for everyone. So now I'm gonna do some of my routine things like making my bed over here and just getting some things straightened up while the kids are doing their routines and their chores and a little bit of schoolwork. Then we're gonna do our morning basket, which is our morning family devotion time. All right, we're gonna let our ladies out so they can free range. And we're gonna check and see if there's any eggs. Yep. Got it? There we go. All right. Bow your head, close your eyes, come before the Lord in fear and reverence. Rejoice and be glad in it. Yes, Lord, thank you for this day that you've given us. Thank you for your creation, all that you have made. Thank you. Psalm 124. This is God's word. These are the words of words of life. That's right. Psalm 124, a song of ascents of David. If it had not been the Lord who was on our side, let Israel now say, if it had not been the Lord who was on our side, when people rose up against us, then they would have swallowed us up alive, when their anger was kindled against us. Then the flood would have swept us away, the torrent would have gone over us, then over us would have gone the raging waters. Sit down. This is our morning basket time. It's our morning family devotion time where we pray together, we read the Bible together, and then we sing usually 2 hymns together at the end. This is going to be very imperfect. That's how it is every time. I have lots of wiggle worms and children with differing and diverse attention spans. So I will talk to my older girls and ask them questions, and they do such a great job answering. I talk to the boys also, and they listen and understand whatever they're able to. I allow those who cannot sit still to play during this time, as long as they are being somewhat quiet and not too distracting to the other children. But those who are older and can sit will sit and listen. Again, this is not a perfect time at all, and that is okay. We enjoy this time together. My favorite part of our homeschool is this time, that I can read God's word to them, that I can teach them about Christ and point them to Christ. It's just my favorite time of day. There are sometimes times of disciplining that happen during this morning devotion time, and that's okay. When things like that need to happen, we just take care of it and carry on, finish up this time. So a good bit of my day right now involves caring for this little one who we have been fostering since she was just a couple of weeks old. She's 8 months old now, and she is the biological sister to our adopted son. So we found out that she also was going to need a home, so we opened our home to her, and we are still in the court process with all of that. So we are fostering her for now, but we have hopes for the future for her. And if you wouldn't mind praying for her situation and for our family, we would appreciate it. We are calling her Joy. That is not her legal name because we try not to give a lot of specific information like that for children that are being fostered, just to protect their privacy. But we call her Joy, and we love her very much. She's become part of the family, so we appreciate your prayers for her situation. With my little helper here, we're making some lunch. It's some toast with some peanut butter and some honey, and then some apples on the side. This is the last of the bread that I have that is store-bought. Hopefully the last one for a long time. So I'm in the middle of a pantry challenge right now. It's the 3 Rivers Challenge. There's a hashtag. It's hosted by Jessica at 3 Rivers Homestead. I can link her channel and the hashtag and everything so you can see about that. So it's just using up what I have. You make your own rules and everything. So I'm trying to spend the least I can at the grocery store. We have some other things that we need to put some of that money towards, so that's what I'm focusing on. So for my lunch today, I just finished this tzatziki sauce that I only had a little bit left of, so that's done and out of the way. And then I had some leftover salmon patties. So this was in my last video, I believe, but this is my second time having this for lunch. It was so delicious. So it's just 2 salmon patties split so into 4 pieces. And then some roasted carrots that were left over, the tzatziki sauce, the little bit that was left, and then I put some sliced tomatoes on top. And I'm having that in a butter crunch lettuce leaf, 4 of those, for like a little lettuce wrap kind of thing. So that's my lunch today. And I'm gonna show you some more things to do with the pantry challenge in upcoming videos. And I hope that it's helpful for you. If you're not gonna do the challenge, totally fine, but you could maybe get some good ideas for using up some things in your pantry and freezer and refrigerator and all of that. Wanted to show you what just came in the mail that I took out of this box. It's a butterfly garden, the thing where you put the caterpillars in. and they grow into butterflies. And you know, your children can watch the whole life cycle. And I'm excited about this. You have to send in like a voucher to get the caterpillars. So I'm excited to do this in the spring. Let me know if you have done something like this with your family. Let me know how it went. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm just hoping that it's gonna work out. All right, we have already had 2 injuries today, and I'll spare you the details, especially for those who are queasy talking about those kind of things. But these little boys are just always getting into things and playing, and things get carried away sometimes, and just, we've had 2 injuries, but no need for the hospital or anything. My husband Andy is a nurse, and when injuries happen, I send him pictures to make sure whether I need to go to the hospital or not. And both of these injuries were not, you know, necessary to go to the hospital, so that's good. But anyways, so now I'm going to have a coffee, and my 3rd grader and I are going to do our literature study together and just enjoy that. And 2 little boys are napping. 1 more little boy is about to nap, and the baby is napping. So it's just me and the older girls, who are 8, 6, and 5. So we're gonna focus on getting our school finished up. So as part of our homeschool, we've started doing a literature study, and I think I want to do a lot more of these. And right now, with my 3rd grader here, we've been reading Mr. Popper's Penguins, and it comes with this teacher guide that has a lot of like discussion questions. Sorry, I'm blocking your face. And there's also a student guide also that has the questions that they can fill in, but I'm just asking her the questions orally and she's answering them, so it doesn't take as much time. But I've really enjoyed it. This is from Memoria Press. I'll show you that, and I can link this in case you're interested. But I thought you might want to hear from my 3rd grader what she thinks about it. So what have you thought about Mr. Popper's Penguins?
I love it.
You love it? Pretty good story?
Mm-hmm.
What do you like about it?
The penguins.
The penguins. Has it been funny?
Yes.
Yeah, it's been like funny and just a really fun story. So we've really enjoyed it. What do you think about the questions when I ask you the questions and stuff?
It's fun.
Yeah, is it easy, hard, or in between?
In between.
Yeah, which is great. That's how we want it, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we've really enjoyed this. We're going to probably be ordering a lot more things from Memoria Press for these literature studies. There's some on Veritas that I've looked at also, so I can link all of that in case you're interested. So in the afternoons, instead of an iced latte, I've just been having an Americano. No sweetener or anything in there, just espresso, water, and ice. And I've been enjoying that. That's saving some calories. Because as I said in my goals video, I'm working on losing 20 pounds this year. Hopefully, maybe more, but taking it one step at a time. So that's why I'm doing that. It's saving me some calories. So right now, just working on some laundry, trying to get this done. I've been implementing some new homemaking systems that have really been helping me to make my household management more manageable and feel more manageable, even though I have 7 small children and a husband. So I wanted to share some things about that, but I think I'm gonna make a separate video about that, calling it like systems and principles for homemaking. I've been a homemaker for 8.5 years, about almost 9 years. So not impressive to a lot of people, but that is a long time to have learned a few things. So I want to share what I've learned. So probably in an upcoming video, I will talk about that. So subscribe if you haven't, if you want to see that. what you found up there in the playhouse?
I found a chair, an egg in a chair, and some spilled chicken feed.
Okay.
And what did you find? I found an egg in this chair from ice cream. It's in the chair with some chicken feed, and I'm gonna give this to chickens. What?
I'm in the refrigerator. So for supper tonight, I have some chicken down here that I need to cook. So I have some chicken thighs, and I'm going to use those to make some Thai coconut curry that I have all the ingredients for. And then I have some leftover little bits of chicken here. And so I'm gonna use that to make 2 chicken pot pies. So I'm gonna take that out because I'm gonna do that all at once. And in the freezer here, I'm gonna use these mixed vegetables for the pot pie. And I'm gonna use these stir-fry vegetables to go in the curry. Boys are waking up from naps, so I'm gonna have to pause the dinner preparation and take care of getting them up, get them, and then I will continue with supper prep. I'll show you what it all looks like, and that will probably conclude the day. Such a kind brother, helping sister. Yeah. Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Sister, help.
Don't go get him.
He's got one of the questionable injuries from today that was deemed okay by Nurse Daddy to do mommy first aid, so that's good. Here comes baby to help. Baby's gonna help you. Just stirring this all together until it's nice and fragrant, and we're gonna add the vegetables that were frozen, and then the coconut milk and chicken broth. So I still had enough of those stir-fry vegetables. You saying hi? Say hi. I still had enough of the stir-fry vegetables for one more curry, Thai curry, and I know I have one more jar of the curry paste, so that works out great. So I can use some of the chicken in my freezer and make this again in a couple weeks maybe. You got lots of things to say? All right, got the coconut milk in there and the chicken bone broth. So I'm gonna let this simmer for a little while, and it's gonna become delicious Thai chicken coconut curry. So that's how the pantry challenge is going. It's going pretty well so far, and I still have a good bit, I feel like. So I have enough to work with, and Joy likes it too. So I'm going to continue with the things I've got going on, and then I made sourdough pancakes for breakfast this morning. I can still make a lot of that because I used coconut oil. So I'm trying to conserve my butter as much as I can. I'm sure I'm gonna run out of that. And I'm out of avocado oil. I will shortly be out of olive oil, and that's pretty much all the fats that I use. I did save a little bit of tallow, and I have some other tallow that Andy bought one time. So, you know, trying to figure out the fat situation. I use a lot of butter. Tomorrow I have our Coffee with the Puritans, little book club that we do where we read a Puritan book. And so I'm gonna be reading that tonight. So I thought I would show you a couple other things that I'm reading right now. So the one that we're doing for the book club is basically Communion with God by John Owen. But Owen is really difficult to read just because of the Old English and such, and he uses a lot of words that are just above. So there is a condensed version of his book that was put together by Mike McKinley, and it's called Friendship with God. This is it, and I can link that. But it's basically Communion with God by John Owen, but condensed version, easier to understand. So thankful for that, but I still count it as a Puritan book because the whole thing cites John Owen's book. It's basically his book. And then I'm also reading this, Against the World, the Odyssey of Athanasius. And I'm reading this because it came in a set of living ancient history books that I'm reading some of those to the kids, but this is more like a higher level book, probably middle, high school. But I started reading it and really enjoyed it. And Athanasius in church history is from the 4th century, and he was at the Council of Nicaea. So Athanasius had to defend the deity of Christ during the Council of Nicaea. And so that has been really awesome to learn about and a really good read. So even though it was kind of meant for kids, older kids, I've really enjoyed it. So I would recommend that. And especially for your older kids, especially if they're into church history, then, or if you want them to be into church history, that's a really good one. So you're gonna hear children going wild, and my rice is done, just because it's the end of the day and they're just having a good time. So that's what's going on. That's to steam the rice. And then I want to tell you about one more book that I'm reading right now, and that is this one, Home Management, Plain and Simple. I'm working on having the right systems and such for my home management, and it's been really good and helpful so far. So those are the things that I'm reading right now. You want me to hold you? Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you next time.